So there's a cruise ship worker who is definitely going to jail. We have a cruise line that upset an entire island of people, while some cruisers are choosing to go full nude on a Norwegian Pearl. I have a lot of cruise news here today, folks. So let's start with the bad news first. Allegedly, 3 people on the Norwegian Encore, a cruise ship going to Alaska, got stabbed on Tuesday, just 2 days ago. 2 of the 3 were security guards that worked on that cruise ship, and the third one was a female passenger. Now, the crazy part is they were all stabbed by another cruise ship employee who also worked on that NCL ship. Again, allegedly, someone saw him trying to deploy a lifeboat in the middle of the ocean, which is obviously not something that you should be doing, especially if the captain didn't order that. So the security guards came, apprehended him, and brought him down to the medical station for an evaluation. Now here's where the story kind of loses me a little bit. Why did they bring him to the medical station versus putting him in jail and doing an investigation? But that's where they brought him, and that's apparently where he got really aggressive. He ran into a room, he picked up a pair of medical scissors, and he ended up stabbing one of the passengers who was there for a completely unrelated issue. A poor woman who was there for something else got stabbed in the torso and a face. Now the good news, from what I understand, all 3 of the injuries are not life-threatening and everyone is expected to recover. They apprehended the bad guy, brought him into jail, and now of course he faces lots of prison time. That's all we know from this story, but it's absolutely insane, and I'm really glad no one lost their life. And I mean, I understand that it's easier pointing fingers after the fact. I just don't get the logic. Like, why did they bring him down to the medical station versus jail, right? This man tried to deploy a lifeboat on a moving cruise ship without any reason or orders from the captain. What could he possibly be doing? None of those things to me seem good, so the first thing I would do is probably put him in jail and then let the captain know so they can do a full investigation, not let him just roam around. Again, I wasn't there, so I don't know and I shouldn't point fingers, but let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I'm just glad that everybody, has their life and no one was tragically lost because of this. Now for a little palate cleanser. Apparently, some of the cruisers on the NCL Pearl are getting ready to bear it all. Norwegian partnered with a nudist-focused travel company called Bear Essential Tours and Travel, and they're going to be hosting a few of these clothing-optional cruises. This one is going to be an 11-day to the Caribbean on the Norwegian Pearl, apparently where there are going to be a whole bunch of events focused around that type of lifestyle. Now, all jokes aside, I'm going to try to keep a straight pace here, but I have a few questions. I've never been on a cruise like that, but I did hear about it while I was cruising with Celebrity. I covered them a lot on my channel, and while on the cruise, I heard an employee mention that they had to go through special training before these types of cruises because the Celebrity Equinox was hosting, I'm not sure if it was the same company, but the same type of a cruise.
A first of its kind nude cruise, previously only available leaving from Tampa, now leaving Port of Miami. This is February of next year. It'll be hundreds of people. There'll be no clothes on them. Why do I love this? I think it's...
Yes. I was wondering that, Tony DeCopo. Why do you love this?
Well, it takes one of the common complaints about cruises and removes it as a problem. Clothes.
What are you going to pack? What are you going to wear?
Are you going?
So I've been joking that the packing would be easier, but now I come to think of it, it's not really a joke. I like the idea of going on a vacation without packing anything, but I do have questions like, where do you put your phone? Where do you put your room key?
Tony, my question is, do you want to go on this?
I would love to go on this. Katie will never go on this, but I mean, I did do some research here. Apparently, you walk around with a clean towel, so when you sit your bare bottom down, you're not on the deck.
That makes sense.
So that's a little bit of etiquette for you.
Yeah.
And you can wear a fanny pack or a bag, so you can carry your stuff.
Well, that's where you put your keys.
But what's interesting is you can't wear lingerie or any kind of fetishy things because they want to keep it natural. Oh. It's not something. So maybe we got some laughter over there. Some interested parties.
So naturally, I had a few questions, and I want to share some of the answers that I found on their website, actually. So clothing is required while they're in port, but it's also required in any of the food areas. It looks like the specialty dining and the main dining room restaurants. Gotta put on clothes. And also at the captain's reception, it says that they're required to have clothes. I can't even. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Next, we have some good news for all of our foodies from Royal Caribbean. And hopefully some other cruise lines also adapt this, but it sounds like they're adding a new dining time to their main dining rooms, which is a great option for all of those folks who don't want to go just at 5 p.m. or 8 p.m. I'm pretty sure that's actually not just Royal Caribbean specific. Normally when you go to the dining room and you select a time and you can't do the anytime option, you can either do 5 p.m., which is really early, or 8 p.m., which is really late. Now I understand that there's probably turnover and etc. It takes a long time when you go to the main dining room of your cruise ship, but in general, 5's too early, 8's too late. It would be really nice if you had a time in the middle, and apparently Royal Caribbean is about to do that. I hope that all the rest of the cruise lines also follow them. It sounds like between 6:45 and like 7:30, they're gonna slap another time, which is a great option for all of those folks who like to eat at the same time I do. That's the one that I'll be picking. And just before we get to the cruise line that upset an entire island of people, first let's talk about MSC, who's introducing a whole new thrill on their cruise ship. So MSC announced a first of its kind thrill attraction to be found aboard the MSC World America, a cruise ship that's actually going to be debuting in Miami in April of 2025 if you wanted to check this out for yourself. But this is called the Cliffhanger, which is an over-water swing ride. I mean, it's not something that I'm into. I guess it's kind of cool. I mean, maybe I'd try it, but I'm not really into the whole, adventure theme park in the middle of the ocean. If I wanted to do that, I'd just go to one of the adventure parks we have on land. However, I understand some people are into this, and a lot of the cruise lines are now trending Royal Caribbean and trying to build these large ships like the World of America, who is going to have neighborhoods just like Royal Caribbean and all of these thrills. But this is the first of its kind, so I guess it's kind of cool. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And last but not least, I made an entire video about this. If you want more detail, I'll link that for you above. But Celebrity Cruises upset an entire island of people in Hawaii when they sailed really close to their shore. The Celebrity Edge came really close to the Nepali coast, as you see right here. It almost looks unreal, is what they said in the news. This upset so many locals who are obviously really upset because there are a lot of coral reefs under the ocean, and when a cruise ship this size especially gets close, it covers all of them with sand and it kills a lot of the vegetation and natural life in the oceans, which the Hawaiians really care about. I had the pleasure of visiting Hawaii just a few years ago, and the first thing I noticed is the deep connections the local people feel to nature. It's something that's part of them and something that you need to respect when you're a visitor. Now, it sounds like Celebrity might be in trouble for this. There are a few agencies that are questioning them and starting their own investigations. So as soon as any more breaking news comes out, I'll bring that to you. But in general, a lot of the locals are really upset. And I mean, if you really think about this, this wasn't a scheduled stop for Celebrity. I almost don't understand why they did this, because they were supposed to stop somewhere else where it got canceled, and instead of doing just a around the ocean cruise, like a sea day, I guess the captain decided to do a scenic route around the Nepali coast and got too close. I mean, again, all of this is alleged because we don't know exactly what happened, but that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like it was a mistake from the captain, not Celebrity, who probably doesn't want any of this heat. Again, let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.